Let us begin. On guard! Come!
What is up, trainers? Brandon here. Welcome to another Pokemon Masters EX video. In today's video, we're going to be looking at the new unit that's dropping in just a couple hours, Darach and Staraptor. It's Darach, I don't know. Him and Staraptor. Right, they're coming at reset tonight. So we're going to be going through the unit as a whole, going through stats, passives, moves, Synchrid, everything you could possibly imagine. Going to try to cover it the best we can. So let's just jump into it. Run the More or Less Gaming Twitter page here, and this is our infographic that we made. So, Darach and Staraptor, it's 6-star EX potential. Here are its level 40 stats. HP is 786, attack is 292, defense and special defense are both 169, special attack is 132, and speed is 400. Right off the bat, HP is really good. Attack is pretty decent. You definitely want something approaching the 300s or well within the 300s. So if you decide to 6-star EX it, if it's like your favorite character, you're going to see that jump to 332. Defenses are good. As far as attack goes, again, if you're going 6-star EX, you're looking at what, 209 each. And special attack we really don't care about because it's going to be a physical attacker. But its speed, 400. Wow, that's it's pretty good. So you're looking at 440 if you get 6-star EX. That is a Spotlight Scout. It's starting, like I said, reset tonight, and it's going till November 8th. Its type, of course, is Flying. Weakness is Electric, and it is a tech unit. Now moving on to its moves. First thing, we have Brave Bird. So this is whether that added HP is going to come into play, or that high HP, rather. Brave Bird, so we got 3 bars. Initial power is 134, accuracy is 100. The user takes 25% of the damage dealt to the target. Next we have Feather Dance, 2 bars, 100% accuracy, lowers target's attack by 2 stat ranks. So this works just like kind of Noble Roar, actually just like Noble Roar, but it only, obviously, only goes after attack. Then we have Defog, so anyone who has Alicia and Altaria, this move is on their kit as well. So 2 bars, 2 uses. It clears the entire field of terrain effects, clears the field effects from the opponent's field, lowers target's evasiveness by 1 stat rank. And lastly, we have At You, which is the trainer move. It has 1 use, raises user's attack by 3 stat ranks, raises speed of all allies by 3 stat ranks, and applies gradual healing to the user. Now, I really would have liked for it to be 2 uses. That way you can max out attack, you can max out speed, and if it's later in the battle, I mean, I don't know why you would use it later in the battle, but you can get that gradual healing if it goes away. So looking at its moves so far, yeah, Brave Bird, you're gonna be hitting yourself with that recoil. However, there is passives to mitigate that. There's stuff on the Synchrid to mitigate that, so we'll get into that later. But Feather Dance is going to be really key in this build, and we're going to move on to the passives and show you why. So right off the bat, Ripple Effect 9. So when a move used by the user's Pokemon lowers an opponent's stat, lowers the same stat for all opposing sync pairs. So when you use your Feather Dance, if you are targeting the middle, it is not only going to lower the attack by 2 stat ranks of the middle opponent, but it's also going to lower everyone's attack by 2 stat ranks. This is huge. Power Posture. Here we go. The more the target's attack is lowered, the more it powers up the user's moves. Works pretty well with Feather Dance. And lastly, we have Steadfast 7, so that's going to mitigate that damage from Brave Bird by, I think, 70%. Okay, moving on to its sync move, we have Loyal Butler Brave Bird. So as we saw in the opening, its power is 200 to 240. The more the target's attack has been lowered, the greater the power of this move. So you're going to want to lower attack, no joke. That's going to be your main way of dealing damage. Now, before we move on to the Synchrid, I did want to shout out Absolutely. The link to his Twitter is in the description below. Thank you for the information, for the data mine. We really appreciate it. But that said, we are going to go move over to the Synchrid. All right, so here's the Synchrid. It's looking pretty nice starting off, but what we're going to do is we're going to start off with, if you end up getting this bad boy 1 out of 5, what you want to go for. If you don't want to go for everything, I always recommend going for everything because it's not really, I mean, again, if you're wanting to get the most out of the unit, max out the sync grid, just get everything 1 out of 5, but if you don't, I would definitely go for attack and speed nodes. If not anything else, and maybe some Brave Bird nodes. So you're going to be spending at most 522. I don't really see a big reason to get Have At You Move Gauge Refresh 3. You can if you're kind of meh on speed, but you're going to be raising the speed anyway with your trainer move, so not really a big deal. All right, so 2 out of 5, we get access to a couple more things that make it a little bit more usable. I don't want to say usable, right? Make it better. So if we go, I think Terrify is pretty good because you can, it just adds to it. You know what I mean? You lower it by 1 stat rank when you first enter the battle. Then you use your Feather Dance. I mean, you don't necessarily need it, but I think it's a good addition. You can do Pep Rally for Have At You, plus an MP Refresh, maybe 30% chance, cross your fingers. But you definitely want Pecking Order, that's for sure. And then maybe like some extra attack or something like that. That's what you'd probably be looking at for 2 out of 5. Now for, let's say 3 out of 5. This is where stuff gets a little interesting. So, we definitely want this. We want Pecking Order because the more the target's attack is lower, the more it powers up sync moves. That's kind of like our Power Posture, only it applies to our sync move. So this is what you want for the base kit right now. Then you probably want to come up here and grab both sync tiles, so you're doing the max amount of damage that you possibly can with your sync move. And I mean, from here you could honestly, let's see, I don't think we have enough for Terrify. No, we definitely do not. So interesting. Maybe you just fill it out with maybe some extra attack and special defense. So something that looks a little bit like this. That way you're getting Pecking Order. And then what's interesting here is Way Down 4 has a 50% chance to lower the evasiveness of all opposing sync pairs when the user's move targeting an opponent is successful. It says user's move. So I don't think that applies to attacks. That's probably going to be your Feather Dance, more than likely. Or Defog, whatever targets an opponent, so you definitely want to make sure those hit. You lower the evasiveness, that'll proc your easy target. So if you have, let's say you're able to get -6 defense, -6 evasiveness, and -6 attack, this sync nuke is going to hit incredibly hard. Albeit it is hard to set up. Not hard, I would just say it's time consuming to set it up. But if you do, definitely a viable option. So that would probably be something for a sync nuke build. Let's try. So if we want to do like Brave Bird, you definitely want to get stand fast because that'll make it stand fast 12. It stacks with your passives. Where's the other? No. I mean, yeah, maybe you want to go Power Flux 3. That would pair really well with its lucky skill. Highly recommend Critical Strike 2 for its lucky skill. You can go Defense Crush, but I think you'd get more out of the Critical Strike 2, so definitely go for that. Wide Open, actually, you know what? Yeah, if you want to do the max amount of damage here, let's see. Yeah, probably something like this, Way Down, and then you can get maybe a little bit more speed. Something like that. You got the Move Gauge Refresh 3, you have Stand Fast 12. The more you lower the evasiveness, the more you do damage, the more you lower attack, the more you do damage. This would be like if you wanted it to just do damage, maybe pair it up with 2 6-star EX supports, something like that. But so we're going to get into now, so should you pull for this character? If you have a flying type striker already, albeit blue or, I don't know, a Holiday Skyla or something like that, I would say no. Because this is a Spotlight Scout, guys. It's going to be in the regular pool of sync pairs when a new banner comes out. So you're going to have an opportunity to pull for this character at a later time. There's no rush. If you have flying covered, don't bother. That's my advice. I mean, if it's your favorite character, do what you want. Whatever. But, again, like I said, if you want the character but are in no rush to do it, wait for a data mine to come out because we are coming into a new month soon. So definitely be on the lookout for that information. So that is my recommendation. Take it or leave it. Again, I mean, it's a good unit. Don't get me wrong. But Sync Nuke is a little bit difficult to set up. Stats are pretty good though, so it's got its pros, it's got its cons. But that will about cover everything for Darach and Staraptor for today's video. If you did enjoy the content, drop a like, head down to that subscribe button. We're going to be pushing out Pokemon Masters content almost daily, if we can help it. But my name's Brandon. I really appreciate you guys stopping by and hanging out with me today. I appreciate all support to the channel. I love you guys, and I will catch you all in the next one.